The fact that my brother and I get more hate for human trafficking than Epstein shows how susceptible people are to matrix programming. And wait. I don't know Diddy, never spoken to him. I'm not defending him. What I'm saying is they've decided to wreck him. I don't know his side of the story. He may be guilty. His side of the story might be, yeah, I did it, but so did this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. I'm only asking why only him. I said, T, they're about to get Diddy. He said, why? I said, they've released a video that is 10 years old. They've been sitting on this for 10 long years. This was 2016 they got the footage. Why has no one seen it? And Tristan goes, that's out now? I was like, yep. 2 weeks later, arrested. They set up the public perception before the arrest. And I know how this works, so I saw it and called it. This came out of nowhere. This was stored somewhere in the Matrix archives. When they decided to take him down, first thing you do is slander him, just like they did to me.
I pray my daughter at the age of 18 meets an older guy, 45, 46, gives her a house, gives her a Bentley, gets her pregnant, and gives me grandchildren. And if she comes to me and goes, Dad, what? My husband cheated on me. I'm gonna say, are you in the big mansion? Are you driving a Bentley? Okay, shut the up. Shut the up. He's taking care of you. If he stops paying your bills, if he stops protecting you, then come to me. But if you are completely protected and provided for, keep giving me grandchildren, because that's the best thing you can do with your life. I'm rich. Your man's rich. You don't need to make money. That's a waste of time. You don't need a Birkin. You don't need a TikTok account. You don't need an Instagram account. Don't sell for pennies. Stop being an and give me grandkids. That's what I truly hope for my own daughters.
It's like the Smurfs. They're like, hello, sir. They're like little Smurfs.
They're great people.
They're great people.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know, the slaves sometimes get unruly. It is what it is. But yeah, I got slaves.
You whip them?
I don't need to, because they know I will. So I don't need to, you know?
On your X account to millions of people, you've said this: stop letting women vote, stop giving women position as judges, stop giving women political appointments. As soon as only men run government and law, all the problems disappear. Women now understand that without male protection, they're nothing but victims.
Reading books is a very cheap way to, I guess, entertain. I wouldn't call it entertainment because my brain is far too advanced. I'm too smart to read. I'm not gonna sit there and go, smart people read. No, I need action. I need constant chaos in my life to feel content. I need to be driving a supercar and fucking fighting, fucking a bunch of hoes and champagne and going crazy. I can't just sit there, oh, and the pirate on the boat. Like, it's for people with slow brain.
I'm too smart for books. Yeah, I'm too smart for books. So Twitter's upset about that. There's obviously some fucking broke dude who reads books who's really upset by the fact that I have a $110 million car collection and $400 million of property around the world. I'm one of the most well-known, relevant people. I'm one of the most famous people on the fucking planet. I get asked to do podcasts about every subject, about pussy and bitches, geopolitics, money, you name it. There's not a fucking subject on earth that every single podcaster that these losers watch doesn't beg me, Andrew Tate, please will you come on my show? Please with your opinions. How did I get all these amazing opinions without reading books? Oh, I should have read books and sat at home and been fucking broke. Like all the people on Twitter who think reading's so important. Reading's so important. How come no one knows who the fuck you are? No one knows who the fuck you are. I learned all my lessons through action, through fighting. I win some fights, I lose some fights, but at least I get in there and fight. You're fucking reading.
What the do you even care for? I care because I have properties in Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Dubai, Abu Dhabi. I care because I have over $300 million in the region. Do you? No. I care because I actively have a $5 million trading account which is trying to predict the price, long and short, of oil so I can continue to be richer than you. Do you? No. I care because I have vested interest, plus I'm rich, plus I have time. Why the fuck do you care? You have no vested interest in the region. You haven't got a fucking clue what's going on. You lack the ability to critically think about any of it like I just did. So you care because it's entertaining. Women sleep well at night. This is for girls. Men don't. Every night I have nightmares. Every sleep is interrupted. All of them. I am stressed. I am anxious. I am worried all day, every single fucking day until the day I die.
You believe that perhaps you're gonna gain status. There's something you're looking for because people are self-interested. You're trying to impress me or Elon or...
I always love when these alpha males unnecessarily put themselves in the same conversations of like massively influential people like Elon Musk or some type of like really famous celebrity. It's always really funny to see and displays how moronic they are. I feel like people at this point get the point. Andrew Tate is just self-gobbling himself, that people are willing to get on their knees because they have no self-respect for themselves. I honestly feel like he will only hire someone that he knows he can bully. I'm pretty certain there are no strong-willed people who he has hired because he is fearful of someone who is confident in themselves.
You do something for me or not, Aiden?
Okay, but Kyle, can you come with me, bro? You're my best friend. We have to go to Chile.
I got you. Are there bad bitches there?
I don't know if there are. I don't know if you'll be able to find them or if they'll talk to you. The point is, Aiden said he'd do something for me.
You know who the fuck I am?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
So you're telling me a girl's fucking your bald ass over me?
Is that SpongeBob on your t-shirt?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Why am I talking to these children? Okay, you take your inhaler, G.
I hate everyone equally. Don't come at me and call me sexist or racist or any of these things. I hate everyone. I don't care if you're black, white, straight, gay, man, and woman. I hate you anyway. I do know how to administer CPR. However, I will not administer CPR unless you're a hot female. If you're some fat dude and you just had a heart attack and I don't really know you.
Is that lady billing you and you back and rearrange your bones? Why is it being massaging for 4 hours straight, bro?
I have a lot of muscle. It's painful to carry it around. It's a 2-hour massage.
Let's not pretend that male loyalty and female loyalty are the same thing.
But loyalty is loyalty.
But they're not the same thing, are they? However, I would not see my infidelity as nearly anywhere near even 1% as disgusting as female infidelity. I think relationships are a beautiful thing. I think that the synergy between men and women are a beautiful thing if they are correctly collaborated. I think that that's what makes society function. I think that's what makes the world function. I think that men and women falling in love and having children and having families are very, very beautiful things. Most men are absolutely and utterly invisible. This is the truth about masculinity, right? It's very easy for women to sit here and complain about the top 2% of men because I dealt with this guy, he's arrogant, blah, 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 blah. Most men don't even fucking exist. They send 10,000 DMs and never even get read, let alone replied to.
If I'm good at ballet, I'm gonna go and do ballet, and I'm gonna take the money, and then if I need clothes, I'm gonna buy the clothes. I'm not gonna make my own clothes. I'm not gonna wire up my own house. I'm not gonna build my own lodgings. I'm not gonna cut my own grass. I'm gonna do the one thing I'm good at and take the money and exchange it for the things I'm not as good at. Right. Because if you decide to make your own clothes and build your own house, you're gonna actually be poor. So you win by optimizing your life, and you optimize your life by focusing on the one thing you are best at and taking that and exchanging it for all the things you are not good at. So I would say, and the reason I made that is so you understand this point, optimally, the best thing a woman can do, what she is best at, is the only thing that men can't do, which is have children. That is the best way for you to win, because men can do basically everything else. Can do things. Completely right. I agree with you. Bro, I know I have a whole bunch of smart work for me. I have lawyers. I go to judges. I can do a lot of stuff. But what I'm saying is, her optimal, what best at, and the reason they're best at it is because no one else can do it, is having children. I pray my daughter at the age of 18 meets an older guy, 45, 46, gives her a house, gives her a Bentley, gets her pregnant, and gives me grandchildren. And if she comes to me and goes, Dad, what? My husband cheated on me. I'm gonna say, are you in the big mansion? Are you driving a Bentley? Okay, shut the f up. Shut the f up. He's taking care of you. If he stops paying your bills, if he stops protecting you, then come to me. But if you are completely protected and provided for, keep giving me grandchildren, because that's the best thing you can do with your life. I'm rich, your man's rich, you don't need to make money. That's a waste of time. You don't need a Birkin, you don't need a TikTok account, you don't need an Instagram account, don't sell for pennies, stop being an and give me grandkids. That's what I truly hope for my own daughter. Talk to you. You think you're smart? I bought this coin and it's going up. You could have bought any
coin and it went up in the last year. The matrix was broken.
Hustlers University is the greatest thing that exists on the face of the planet for people who are trying to escape the matrix. Become Hustlers University. Welcome to the metaverse. Inject it into your brain. You can skip university, you can buy my program, and I guarantee you will know everything you need to know. Have you ever seen a college professor with an S63 and a McLaren and a Lambo and an Aston Martin standing next to a Porsche? No, you've never seen any of this. I know how to make cash. I put together a particular strategy about 6 months ago because I decided to step up my overall exposure because of a new product I launched. I run an online school that teaches people how to make money online. I changed my approach towards social media, and I ended up absolutely everywhere. I get called Morpheus a lot.
We are living inside of the Matrix, and I am Morpheus.
Anyone who messes this up, annoys a professor, doesn't renew their subscription, their card cancels, anything stupid, then you're going to regret it for a very long time because there's simply nowhere else to go.
I had to unsubscribe to get my mother a birthday present, but I resubscribed the next month. I don't believe that. I don't believe you. And I also think if you were a member of Hustlers University for a month and you didn't make enough money to buy your mother a birthday present, you fucked up. So you're probably going to end up kicked out.
And you'll see we have people in jail. So people who don't renew, we don't kick you out. We put you in the jail and you sit there in your cell and you have no access to the money-making information. And we just flood you with all the endless wins. Every time someone wins, we show you.
You're broke! You're f***ing poor!
Coffeezilla, who I actually kind of respected and thought had a brain.
That is until I investigated him. Now he's having a meltdown and doesn't like me anymore.
This is my statement to you, Coffeezilla. You're a f***ing Nobody's scared of your f***ing investigation. I don't give a f*** about your video. I don't respect your journalism.
Said he was going to launch a crypto coin. So I immediately pointed out that over a year ago, Tate said that he didn't need to rob his fans and he wasn't going to launch a coin. Tate replied, "Imagine being such a great detective you can't detect a joke." Now, I'll admit that one stung a little bit, and when I did some research, I realized I had been tricked.
Are you going to launch your own crypto?
No, I'm never going to launch a crypto. I just like to f with crypto Twitter. Because crypto Twitter are full of the biggest degenerate losers on the planet. They're losers. Crypto is the only scenario I can think of where you can make a whole bunch of money while benefiting society zero.
Clearly, it was a joke. Tate would never actually scam people with a coin. Oh, turns out he did. Multiple times. Most people know the Tates from clips talking about the Matrix, politics, and feminism, but the two brothers have made almost all their money from something else. According to Tate, the way they got rich was webcams. Taking advantage of lonely men, they bragged about it.
And me and my brother, and eventually some staff I trained, would do all the talking. The girls were just pure, just famoosers. We were taking their money, all of it.
PhD is a pimp and hose degree that I'm...
Let's accept pornography is bad for a society. Let's accept that to be a fact.
It is
and
a
it
fact.
is true. Okay,
Yeah.
why are they trying to destroy the society? Who are these people? What is their end goal? Is their end goal the of children? Is their end goal 12-year-olds to sit there and watch and want to have
I mean, the balls to say, what are they up to? What do you think their goal is? Bro, you are they. If there was a cabal, you're part of it. You admit to making millions of dollars, making the kind of stuff you're now claiming is ruining the youth. That is the skill that Tate has honestly mastered. And we're going to watch them use that with crypto as well.
The problem with crypto is that it instigated a culture which I didn't like. I didn't like the crypto culture as a whole because the culture was based on getting in early, which, I mean, I guess you could argue is a skill, but to a degree is luck. Gambling, rug pulls, staying anon, hiding like a little coward in a hole, like a little bitch, and just being a degen, laughing about how you're a Once I decided I was going to fix it, I decided I had to come up with an idea that allowed people to make money from the things they should make money from, which is hard work.
Honestly, this is your textbook Ponzi coin, exactly the type of thing Tate would call a scam a year ago. But now, he and his brother heavily promoted it over multiple videos. They even had flyers in their videos. And of course, during the promotion, the price did well. But when it was over, Roost is now down over 90%. Not only that, Roost's treasury wallet got hacked. So the community literally got scammed. And to make it worse, the guy who got hacked was anonymous. So remind me what Andrew Tate doesn't like about crypto again?
Gambling, rug pulls, staying anon, hiding like a little coward in a hole, like a little bitch.
Oh, the same thing he promoted. But of course, Tate claims that he doesn't hold coins, he doesn't endorse coins, and he makes zero money. That is until other crypto promoters got tired of his grift and called him out for doing the same paid promotions they were doing. But you don't have to believe that guy. You can also look at the time Tate got exposed for trying to get Barron Trump to let him buy Donald Trump tokens at a lower price. In exchange, he'd pump it. So much for not owning coins, I guess. That was brought to my attention by Zach XBT, who also pointed out that Tate promoted something called Venom blockchain. His brother talked about it on a live stream.
Bitcoin, ETH, exciting stuff like Venom Network.
And of course, that price is down as well. Tate also promoted F Madonna token. And of course, that ended badly too. This stuff is such garbage. Here's another one of Tate's coins, which is down over 90% as well. Or you can look at this coin, Daddy token. You know, which makes sense given that Tate is sick of crypto being infantile, childish, and degenerate. And that's just the start of it. That's just the sludge you have to walk through to get to the main token. The main project Tate keeps promising, which is real world token. All of those others, if you want to believe Tate, were just promotions. Tate claims that this is the coin he's actually behind, and it's tied to his paid course. It used to be called Hustlers University. Now it's called The Real World. Now, this has always kind of been the biggest part of Tate's businesses, this get-rich-quick scheme. But the problem with monthly subscriptions is, of course, that people drop out. They leave. And so the Tates have always tried tactics to get people to stay. Like they've said, Hustlers University was closing. It's almost full.
We do have a cap. So anyone who quits or leaves at any time, if the cap is reached while you're not subscribed, you're not getting in. Don't give a shit.
That's it. We're closing.
We're closing.
But now the new angle is this real-world token. Tate is promising a crypto airdrop to people who subscribe and stay subscribed to his monthly get-rich-quick course.
This is also very important for you people who think you can join for a month and quit the real world and just go back to being a nobody. No.
No.
You have to stay inside to increase your rank, to get your power level. Because if you quit and then you rejoin, you lose all your power points. So why would you lose all your power points to save $49? It doesn't even make sense.
Okay, so Tate's new plan is that you buy a get-rich-quick course, gain power points, you have to stay subscribed to keep your power points, and then they say they will pay you a percentage that their school makes.
The goal is that you can buy the token and own a percentage of the school. So imagine you sign up for the real world, you start to make money, you focus on your tasks, then you can invest that money in the real world token and get paid every single month a monthly dividend from the profits of the school.
All right. I think I get it. So you got the people at the bottom, they're paying up into the course, into the school. Then you got the people higher with higher power levels. They're making money from people at the bottom with the coin. And then all that money flows up. It's just kind of this nice little pyramid scheme. Come to think of it, it is a little surprising that Tate claims to be working hand in hand with the SEC on this.
I am working with the SEC so that the real world token can be launched as a security.
Now, maybe that is all true, but maybe Tate actually has another plan.
SEC, come from me. I'm in Romania. There ain't no SEC in Romania. We're scammers. We're out here doing what we want. I'm gonna pump a coin up, make 10M, peel it off.
Well, I'll be honest, that could be it too. I had significant evidence of Tate lying about crypto endorsements, not profiting, and using his followers as a piggy bank to pump crypto. So I figured now is the perfect time to approach Tate and get his response for comment, his side of the story. So I emailed him and his brother a list of questions about several meme coins they promoted, as well as the real world token. But instead of replying, Tate leaked my email address online and sent his war room after me, told them to email me that I'm gay. He even offered to pay money if they could prove they did it.
For every single person who can show me they have emailed CoffeeZilla and called him gay, I will buy Daddy.
But I'll also share this email I got. It's not personal, Coffee Breaks. I really want Andrew to raise the price of Daddy's coin. And he says he's gonna pump money into the coin. Trust me, it's nothing personal, but I bought a lot of the coin and I have to do this, so please forgive me. I mean, you can almost smell the desperation. Get rich quick by hurling slurs at a journalist.
You can join the council via the courses tab. Then, of course, we will have kings, rooks, bishops, knights. You will all get a base allocation. This means that if you're a knight, you should work as hard as possible to become a bishop, to work as hard as possible to become a rook, to work as hard as possible to become a king, because you know the day this imaginary project comes true, you will be rewarded for all of that hard work in cold, hard cash.
There's no such thing as free money. For everyone who wins, someone else must lose. If you buy a coin for $1 and sell it for $10, someone bought it at $10. If it then goes down, the person who bought it at $10 loses money. I do not want any of my fans to ever lose money in my name ever, because I don't need money, so I refuse to sell out my fans for money.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but Tate was right about that. But now he's doing exactly what he ranted against, extracting money from his fans, promoting garbage that is now down 90%. Meanwhile, the exact people defending Tate blindly are the same people who are going to be holding the bags in a few months, wondering why they aren't rich. Of course, by then, Tate will have something new to sell them.
Miami Beach nightclub catching heat, accused of celebrating hate with a song about Hitler.
Absolute disgust. Disgusted, horrified.
City leaders reacting to videos making the rounds on social media featuring the Kanye West song with the lyrics Heil Hitler over and over again. The same men seen in the club, known as controversial influencers, are also in a video from a limo. In that one, they're singing, and one of them is performing a Nazi salute.
Have people in our city celebrating this. Animals.
This is obviously not welcome in Miami Beach. It should not be welcome anywhere in the world.
To be honest with you, as for this ridiculous club event, I don't think it's gone viral organically, to be honest with you. I think that if I wasn't there, it wouldn't have gone viral. I think if Myron, Clav, Nick, and the other guy all stood there in the club and played that song, nobody would give it. I would argue they've done it many times before. They play it on their streams all the time. I guess I was lucky when I first got famous. I feel like I was in a good position because the truth was the outrage. I could say the truth about being a man and the truth about being a woman, and the world was so cucked and we were so heavily censored that it was the outrage. I could tell the truth about COVID and it was the outrage. But now so much of the truth is actually out there that telling the truth isn't outrageous anymore. So now you got to find a new outrage. Yeah. So we go for racism and edgelording and all these crazy things to try and make people go, wow, he said that. But back in my day, I sound like an old man now, 3-4 years ago when I was really big, you know, the things that made national news 4 years ago when I said women couldn't drive, nobody would give a single out if you said that. Yeah. The Overton window shifted. I think if Myron, Clav, Nick, and the other guy all stood there in the club and played that song, nobody would give it. I would argue they've done it many times before. They play it on their streams all the time. Nobody cares. It only went viral because I was there. And I don't think that's organic. I think that there is an extremely orchestrated campaign designed to make sure that my influence never reaches the level it was previously. I have criminal cases in many countries around the world. To believe that the constant, endless smear of me in the media is somehow organic and not an intelligence campaign is ignorance. And this video was deliberately pushed to damage my ability to defend myself in court.
I barely even see me in any of this, firstly. But I want to be very careful here because I don't want to deflect too heavily. I don't want to be blaming other people, etc. A whole bunch of songs were played that night, none of which I requested. None. I walk into a nightclub and songs are played. Unfortunately, if anything happens anywhere near me, it gets tied to my name. Nico always has some crybaby issue with me, and I could sit here and blame it all on him, but that's truthfully not, I don't know, that just feels wrong to me. But it is kind of ridiculous. It does feel a bit unfair that I'm standing in a nightclub, a song comes on that I did not request, a song comes on that I do not dance to, I do not repeat the lyrics to, I just stand there.
Wow, what a good goy. You don't dance. I'm a good goy. I didn't dance, I just stood there. I wasn't dancing like the rest of those anti-Semites. Look, what do you mean? Well, that's why I thought the song would be fine. I've seen this video. I wouldn't try to backstab you. I wouldn't play a song that would make you upset. Did you think I was setting you up? I don't understand the argument here, genuinely. I don't want people to notice, like in 4K, like this is the Matrix right here.
There's a particular person in that group who everyone's saying I sold out. His name is Sneaky, and he's a piece of and he deliberately did something to get clicks for his views, and I should have known better. When Clav and Nick said we want to bring Sneeko, I said 5 times I don't like him, he's weird. The lesson here is to stick to my morals and avoid pieces of and he deliberately did something to get clicks for his views, not understanding it's going to put me in jail.
This is in the Quran. It says, never will the Jews and Christians really be accepting of you until you become one of them. The reason that they attack me, and the reason that you see these personal attacks and them trying to destroy my life, is because when I became Muslim, it defeats all these subculture ideologies, these religions within the manosphere, within the red pill. I never insulted Nick Fuentes. Find me a clip. You can see nonstop. I never have. Because I don't do this with my friends, or so-called. With Andrew Tate. Even then, when we see before the club across, he says there's no beef, it's a political disagreements. Because when he promotes gambling, I call that out. It's not a personal attack, it's what you're doing. I don't attack people. I attack what they say, I criticize what they do. There can be political disagreements. And my belief is you can still be friends with people even if you disagree. I have people around that have a difference of opinion and I'm okay with that. For other people, it doesn't seem like it's reciprocated. Because Islam destroys the red pill ideology that you should sleep with 50 women.
A few years ago, there was a streamer, I think everybody knows who I'm talking about, who was obsessed with me. Every single thing I did, he copied verbatim. He tried to be me, literally be me. He was obsessed with me. And I thought he just wanted to be famous, and that turned out to be a homosexual obsession. Since then, he has mentioned me every single day in every single stream he does. Andrew Tate wore a gambling t-shirt. Andrew Tate drove a car. Andrew Tate drunk coffee. Andrew Tate this. Andrew Tate that. He is obsessed with me.
Do you guys ever hear anyone speak this way about any other guy? Like, have you guys ever thought, hey, this guy's definitely coming on to me, or this guy has a homosexual obsession with me? I don't think that's a normal thing for guys to kind of jump to as a conclusion when it comes to other men online. It's also funny that this is a very girly tactic where he's trying to shame Sneeko into not talking about him anymore, and he's trying to shame him into not talking about him by just calling him gay. It's very flimsy and it's sad,
Guy Fieri now regretting those handshakes with brothers Andrew and Tristan Tate, as he issues a statement claiming he doesn't know or support them.
You know there's gonna be smack talk now.
Yes. Yeah, plenty of smack talk online after fans got a load of this clip posted by JZO. Guy now using his platform to speak out, telling fans he's, quote, devastated. I was there to see the fights, and when I was walking through the venue, the Tate brothers stood up and said hello, and that's when the exchange happened. I did not know them or about them before that moment. I'll never pretend to be a perfect person, but let me be crystal clear. I do not know the Tate brothers, nor do I support them in any way.
Trump helped get the travel ban lifted?
Andrew and Tristan Tate landed in Florida today on a private jet after being released from custody in Romania. They are accused rapists, human traffickers, not thought of as good people in many circles. Did your administration pressure the Romanian government to release them, and if so,
I know nothing about that. I don't know.
Is he welcome here? What to say? Send back to Romania or whatever?
Well, we have no involvement in that. I read about it through the media. But the reality is, no, Florida is not a place where you're welcome with that type of conduct in the air.
They've gone public, joking around saying, oh, what is the age of consent in America? 15, 16, 17? Oh, we can't remember. That's absurd. That is horrific. And anybody that's going to defend, that practice is on the wrong side of me. That's for sure.
These guys have themselves publicly admitted to participating in what very much appears to be soliciting, trafficking, preying upon women around the world. Many of these victims coming forward, some of them minors, people can spin or defend however they want. But in Florida, this type of behavior is viewed as atrocious. We're not going to accept it. They chose to come here and set their feet down in this state, and we're going to pursue every tool we have within our legal authority to hold them accountable.
I've arrived. I did Patrick Bet David and sat on my laptop. That's all I've done. I've done Patrick Bet David, I sat on my laptop, and I had Taco Bell, and I've got a criminal investigation?
Yeah.
What the f***? It doesn't even make any sense. You think I'm not ready? I'm a Navy SEAL in this come get me, raid my house, take my stuff. You think I sleep with a full phone full of evidence? You think I don't wipe my phone every night? You think I'm dumb? Come get me, arrest me, let's do this all over again. I've done it for 4 years in Romania. You think I'm scared of your state jail after an Eastern European gulag? I'm staying right here.
So the fact that my brother and I get more hate for human trafficking than Epstein shows how susceptible people are to matrix programming. And wait. I don't know Diddy, never spoken to him. I'm not defending him. What I'm saying is they've decided to wreck him. I don't know his side of the story. He may be guilty. His side of the story might be, yeah, I did it, but so did this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. I'm only asking why only him. I said, T, they're about to get Diddy. He said, why? I said, they've released a video that is 10 years old. They've been sitting on this for 10 long years. This was 2016 they got the footage. Why has no one seen it? And Tristan goes, that's out now? I was like, yep. 2 weeks later, arrested. They set up the public perception before the arrest. And I know how this works, so I saw it and called it. This came out of nowhere. This was stored somewhere in the Matrix archives. When they decided to take him down, first thing you do is slander him, just like they did to me.
In early March, an old video of him resurfaced and went viral on the internet. In this video, Andrew can be seen restraining a girl on the bed and hitting her repeatedly with his belt, while hurling a barrage of verbal insults at her as well. To make this already messed up situation even worse, the girl in this video was allegedly just 15 years old at the time, while Andrew himself was 25. Tate tried to excuse his actions in the video by releasing a video of Vivian, the girl who's in the original video, claiming that it was all consensual.
Hi, I'm pretty sure many of you have seen a video of Andrew Tate beating up a woman, and I'm pretty sure not so many of you have seen the same woman coming forward with a statement saying it was nothing but a play. So here I am again for the second time. Yes, the woman he has beaten up, and the same woman who has made a statement is me. So I'm coming forward for the second time to just clarify and let everybody know it was nothing but a play.
I call my PhD program, and that is PhD is a pimp and hose degree that teaches basically how I got girls, how I met girls, how I got girls to like me, how I got girls to fall in love with me to work on webcam for me.
That being said, Tate now understands that all of this is too much for him to handle. No amount of scripted fake explanations and podcast appearances is going to get the Florida government off his back. So he decided to run for his life once again, and go back to Romania, which he claims is to quote, prove his innocence.
Back in Romania, like I said I'd be, because innocent men don't run from anything. We're here to clear our names and exonerate ourselves, and after all...
Yeah, to the best of my knowledge, the Tate brothers are not in Florida right now. The investigation is still ongoing, but at the end of the day, if you're here and you're a criminal, if you're going to engage in activities that go after women, that go after our kids, we're gonna come after you.
You're playing video games, you are literally doing absolutely nothing. You're staring at a screen, going into a fake world, and you're not doing anything productive. You're not making money, you're not starting a business, you're not doing anything. So get off the video game. Follow me for more tips like
this. May be controversial, but I think teens should spend at least 5 of their teenage years just trying to become successful. And so before you start hating in the comments, let me say this. It literally takes $82 a day to make the average yearly income in America. And online, there's literally like hundreds, maybe even thousands of courses or different models that you could use to make that money. Right now I'm doing video editing and I own an agency, so I'm making even more than that each day. And I'm only 13, so you could easily do the same thing.
It's 3 a.m. on a Sunday night. All my friends are getting drunk, getting invited to parties and losing their virginity, and I spent all night working on my businesses. But just watch, in a couple of months when I'm gonna be chilling in Dubai and living my dream life, you guys are gonna call me lucky. Just watch.
It's 3:30 right now on a Monday night. I've been staying up all night working on my new business. But watch, a few months from now, when my business is taken off, I'm gonna be chilling in Dubai, living my dream life, and everybody's gonna call me lucky. Just wait and see.
They just said the exact same thing, word for word, bar for bar. No Soulja Boy.
Word for word, bar for bar. Never made that shit.
I want to becoming a millionaire at 14. I woke up at 6:30 and went on a bike ride before taking a cold shower. Then I spent some time planning out videos and had breakfast. After this, I had some calls and checked on my Discord server before spending some time scripting. Today, I made around $500, so pretty good. Finally, I edited some reels and went to bed at 10:30.
Realized school wasn't for me at a young age. Became addicted to video games. Tried to becoming a YouTuber. Didn't really work out. Didn't know what to do in my life. I was depressed. Tried making TikToks. Went viral. Nothing changed though. Realized I had to change. Still didn't change though. Finally decided it was time. Started hitting the gym. Tried drop shipping. It failed. Started to make some progress in the gym. Started my personal brand. Found Allah. Decided it was time to lock in. Started my SMMA. Making progress towards my dream life. What do you mean I didn't know what to do in life? You're literally a teenager. Most teenagers don't know what they want to do in their life. That is normal. That is not something that is only happening to you. That's like playing a video game and being like, oh, I don't know what to do in the game when you haven't even passed the tutorial yet. Obviously, you're not gonna know what to do until you play the game more, and that game being life. The more you live life, the more you're gonna know what you want to do. Like, it's not just something that you just spawn in this world knowing what you want to do. Stressing at 14 so I can chill at 20. Day 167 of monk mode, 14-year-old entrepreneur.
He's got a big mouth. You know, he likes to show off, likes to get clicks. It's exactly what I thought he'd be. He's just a product of the new generation. Like I said, I don't think he thinks properly before he talks. I think he will regret saying that. Well, I know he'll regret it. I'll make him regret it. But I think even himself, he'll regret saying that. I just don't think he was thinking of it. I've definitely missed the whole the vibe of the gym, the camaraderie you have with the other people you're training with. I missed the brotherhood, but I knew exactly what I was getting in for. I knew exactly what I was going to be preparing for. I knew exactly what we were going to have to do. I knew how hard it was going to be. I was very excited by it. And we're coming to the end of that now. The training's been done. It's time to fight.
Nobody in this arena believes in the champion, but the only person's opinion that matters is his as he dares to take out the Cobra.
What happened that night is that Andrew Tate got his fucking face rocked by a person who punches like this.
Chin down, break your knees. I like that. Oh, boy. The confidence is growing for Chase DeMoor. Who could have predicted that Chase DeMoor would bloody up the top G like this? Big uppercut. What does Andrew Tate have left? And he's down. See what the referee will decide here. It was a push. Yeah, it wasn't a punch. But still, DeMoor right in front of him continues to strike. Tate eating shot after shot, trying to escape. This could be the beginning of the end. 49 seconds. DeMoor has nothing but time. Pounded away. Andrew returning nothing. He needs to defend himself. If Chase DeMoor just got a bit of space, he'd be able to finish this. Tate trying to clinch for desperation, trying to stay alive. DeMoor stalking his prey, laying on him, putting all that weight.
10 years out, 40 years old. Gave it my all, but he's tough. I don't know what to say. He's really tough. Congratulations to him.
Do you think we'll be able to see you in here again?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back, watch the fight, make a decision, but Chase deserves this win. I'm really happy for him, genuinely.
Do you have a message to all the fans back home that are watching you?
It's better to try and lose than not try at all.
2-3.
That guy was 2-3?
Yeah.
So if you can really fight, you take him out pretty quick.
There's
Tommy
a lot
Fury
of guys that are 2-3 that are still good fighters.
He was on, he's Big Brother.
Yeah.
That's not a real fighter.
Because he was on Big Brother?
Yeah, because
probably on Big Brother for publicity.
Yeah, he was definitely on for publicity.
But wasn't Andrew Tate on one of those fucking stupid reality shows too? Andrew Tate was a world-class kickboxer, world champion kickboxer. Like, it doesn't mean that someone sucks just because they're on some stupid reality show.
Yeah, obviously I didn't get the result I wanted, but truthfully the result I wanted was to see if I could still do it. 40 years old, 10 years retired, a little bit of time in a Romanian dungeon. It was always going to be a big ask against someone so much bigger than me, younger than me, more active than me, but I wanted a real challenge. I didn't want to fight a tin can. I didn't want to fight someone older than me or smaller than me. You know, I felt like I won the first 2 rounds, but then because he's 20 kilo heavier, he started leaning on me and sapped some energy. But I didn't quit. Never give up, never retreat, never surrender, fight to the end, go out on your shield. So I have no excuses. Training camp went fantastic. Time is the fire in which we all burn. Unfortunately, a 40-year-old's not a 22-year-old. I gave it my absolute all, and I have nothing but respect for Chase. I have no excuses. I'm not going to say anything bad about him. I'm not going to make up any reasons. He was the man who won. He deserves this victory. Truthfully, completely, and honestly, I'm actually very proud of him. And I'm glad to know that Misfits have a true champion, because he is a true champion. So I'm not disappointed in myself. I don't operate from that frame. The only way I would be disappointed in myself is if I was too scared to fight at all. And everyone said, Andrew, you're 40 years old. You just got out of jail. You've been through so much. You have so many problems and so much going on. Why would you do this? Why would you risk it all? Why would you get in there? And I felt a tinge of fear for the first time in my life. And that's when I knew I had to fight. Because the second I felt afraid, I knew I had to fight. I can't live doubting myself. Seeds of doubt grow into forests of inaction. I don't operate that way. If Chase and I had to fight again tomorrow, I'd go tomorrow still with 100% belief in myself, even though I know he just beat me. That's who I am. The second I knew that, I was worried about it, I knew I had to do it. And I'm not afraid to lose. I'm afraid to not.
Andrew's not the same man he was 10 years ago. He's a lot older than he was. I think it showed in the ring. I respect him a lot for getting in there and trying. And I love him, and I support anything he wants to do.
Is it fair to say that the greatest fraud check of all time happened on Saturday when Andrew Tate lost to Chase DeMoor?
If you wrap in the persona part of it, then yes, that's pretty
This might be the quintessential fraud check. He should have never taken this fight. If there was any sort of doubt about him winning, he should have never taken this fight. And now he's going online and he's doing the babyface thing of you have to live. And I'd rather try and fail. No, that's not who you are. Your persona has nothing to do with failure. Your persona is about winning. Your persona is about achieving wealth and success. Your persona is not about trying, and hey, if you don't succeed, you gave it the old college try. That is the antithesis of everything that you have spewed over the past 5 or so years. So miss me with the like, I'm proud of myself for trying, and I went in there against the champion who's really good. No, you didn't. You went in there and you looked awful and you failed. And so just be honest about that.
As far as his skill and ability, it under-delivered.
Did Tate look bad?
Yeah, he looked bad. He didn't look good. There's no way to say he looked good. He looked gassed after 3 rounds.
This wasn't just a loss. This was a public unraveling. For years, Andrew Tate built his entire image on one promise. He never loses. He never breaks. And when everyone else falls apart, he rises.
I said to Tristan, the universe probably owes me this win, you know? I've been through so much. God and the universe probably owe me this win. I'm going to train my ass off, but after all I've been through, they'll give it to me. Big bag of beatings with my name on. He deserves the credit. He earned it. And I'm not going to take that away from him with excuses, talking about rematches, making up bullshit about how he grabbed me or some crap. He won, and he deserves it. And I pay my debts. I've not yet had time to process why he beat me. I got tired after the second round, and I don't know why. The first and second round, he couldn't touch me. If I didn't get tired, I would have won. I'm a better boxer, but I did get tired. Maybe it's ring rust. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe he's too heavy and he kept leaning on me. I don't know why, but he beat me. And let me make something else very clear to you. I have complete respect for Chase DeMoor. Why did I get tired? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. The only thing that makes sense is that I was not supposed to win. Why was I not supposed to win? Maybe the win means more to Chase than it would have meant to me. Maybe Chase couldn't handle the loss. Maybe God decided, you know what, Chase has been through enough with mocking and things on the internet. Chase doesn't need the loss right now. Andrew can handle the loss better. Maybe God decided. Maybe if I won, we would have went out and celebrated that night, and Tristan would have smoked a bunch of cigars, and maybe he would have died 1 minute earlier. And maybe I get an extra minute with my brother because I lost. And if that's the case, then I'm glad I lost. You have to have faith in a higher power. There's a lesson in all of this. If God decides that for some reason he's going to instantly gas me when I was in perfect physical condition so that I lose, then I have to accept God's decision. And I'll take the punches in the face like a man. And I'm not going to bitch. I'm not going to complain. And I'm not going to cry. I'm going to take it. God decided on that day that that's what has to happen to me, so I did it. I'm not so old. I'm 39. But staying active till 39 is very different than coming out of a 10-year retirement at 39. If I was 23, would I beat Chase? Of course. Would I have beat Chase 3 years ago before the Romanians threw me in a fucking jail cell and forced me to sit in my house for 3 years for no reason? Yeah. Am I bitter? Am I going to sit here and cry that the Romanian government, the most corrupt government in the fucking EU, stole my prime years, my last years I could fight at my best? Am I going to cry about it? No. You can't undo moves in life. Tristan said to me, what happened? I said, I got tired. I don't know why. You deserve that win. You've been through so much. You deserve that win. I said, I know. He goes, you trained so hard. You're in fantastic shape. I said, I know. I just got tired. If I didn't get tired, I would have beat him. He couldn't hit me in the first round. Couldn't touch me. I'm tired, Andrew, of watching you find the silver linings in all of the clouds. You deserve to have a sunny day. You're so good at finding a silver lining on a cloud. Every time something bad happens, you find a way to learn something or make it good. But I'm tired of you having to suffer all the time. Why can't you just ever have a nice day? Why can't you ever have a sunny day? We've had so many fucking clouds that we've got a lot of fucking silver. So I guess that's what it is. And maybe I'm just here to fucking suffer and get my ass kicked and I'm going to do it all so I can give everyone else a fantastic life and give everyone else mindset advice. Nobody gives me mindset advice. Nobody helps me. Nobody helps me with my mindset and saves me when I'm depressed. No, maybe I'm just here to take a fucking beating like a piñata and give candy to everybody else. Maybe that's what God's plan was for me. And I took this fight knowing it was a risk. Guys, I could have fought a tin can. I could have fought an idiot and everyone would say, top G, top G, top G. I could have fought some nobody and beat up some nobody. But what's the point in that?
He called Chase a nobody and an idiot before they fought. I mean, again, it just writes themselves.
What's the lesson in that for me? Where's the lesson in that for you? I put it on the line. I get in the arena. Everyone with an opinion is on the sidelines. Imagine living a life where you're so afraid of loss that you never get to win. You sit in the corner as a coward, writing Twitter comments at people who take risks you will not take. Napoleon is in the history books. He lost battles.
He lost to Chase DeMoor. I'm playing.
Muhammad Ali lost. Tyson lost. Champions sometimes lose. Sometimes the stars just don't align and you just lose. And you have to know that and you accept that when you agree to take the risk in the first place.
Facts, I agree.
And that is the barrier that prevents most people from getting anywhere. The what if I lose? I just lost in front of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Got paid $20 million fucking dollars. I'm fine.
What?
I just lost. What happened?
Me coming into this podcast studio was nerve-wracking. Me getting out of the car and making it into a building with nothing bad happening to me, I feel adrenaline. I lost my fight because I had so much adrenaline. I had like an adrenaline dump after the second round. I said to my coach, I feel weird. I have like some adrenaline dump. I don't know. I wanted to fight too much. It was the weirdest thing in the world. After the second round, I stopped punching. It was like fucking odd. I think that the things you own you.
Okay.
And perhaps you could have a whole bunch of money. If you want to live a very simple life, then you have more freedom. That's true.
Yeah.
But if you're stupid like me and you have a whole bunch of money and 102 cars and 33 houses and 4 baby mamas and a jet and a yacht, and you start getting all this shit, you turn out that you don't own it, it owns you, because every day you're getting problems dealing with these things.
I don't know. My last fight didn't go the way it was supposed to go. Maybe it's a sign from God to try again. Maybe it's a sign from God to try, or I'm not sure. But it's hard to fight. I state this without her. It's truly hard to fight with those. But I got a lot. I've got a lot of money. I've got things going on. I've got an empire to maintain. And I did really train hard for the last one. It didn't go my way. So I'm trying to work out what that message was.
If anybody at this point believes I am what they said I am, then they're just an idiot. Okay. And I'm glad that they believe it, so I know I don't have to talk to them.
The man who told a generation of young men that depression was a choice is sitting in a chair, admitting he hasn't slept in weeks. There is no lumbo in the background, no cigar, no music. Just a confession that the architecture of his life has become a weight he can no longer carry. Something is already very wrong. The persona that was built to be unbreakable is currently being held together by nothing but habit. The question is, was the fall caused by his enemies, or was the fall designed into the foundation from the very first day? To understand why it's breaking, you have to look at what it was before the internet knew his name. A gym in Luton, England. A young man walks in and starts practicing. There are no cameras, no lifestyle to sell, no Morpheus analogies. Just a kickboxer with a legitimate skill and a blank record. By 2009, he wins his first title, the English ISKA Cruiserweight Championship. But even then, the pattern was starting. His opponent was a man named Paul Randall. If you search for Paul Randall's record today, you find nothing. No footage, no prior fights, no career. The first belt in the collection was won against a ghost. He wasn't an influencer yet. He was a fighter who had discovered that as long as the belt looked real, nobody was going to check the math on the man across the ring. By 2022, the math didn't matter anymore. He had become the most searched human being on the planet. He had over 100,000 people paying $50 a month to be told they were in a war. He had a $110 million car collection. He had a distribution network of thousands of teenagers who were flooding every social media timeline with his face for free. He was untouchable. Other streamers, men with millions of their own followers, would sit in his presence and openly embarrass themselves just to be seen in his orbit. At the peak, it didn't look like a brand. It looked like a country, and the king was convinced the borders were secure. The first crack didn't come from a courtroom. It came from a spreadsheet. While the internet was busy debating his comments on women, the people inside the combat sports world were looking at his record. Israel Adesanya, a man with nearly 100 professional fights, admitted he had never heard of the 4-time world champion until he became a meme.
One kickboxer who hasn't decided to go down the MMA route, still very famous, almost as famous as you, Andrew Tate. Have you been surprised to see the route he's gone down? Did you know him when he was around the kickboxing world?
Not when he was kickboxing, no. There was just a time, maybe like a few months ago, before I got canceled. Can't cancel anyone. Yeah, he just started to pop up on my Instagram and on my YouTube, and I was just like, who the f*** is this guy? But then, listening to guys like Andrew Schultz talk about the smart system he did, I'm paraphrasing, but he paid people to post or make pages about him and just flood the internet. If he created that marketing strategy, that's that's a genius way to get, because he was on everybody's page. I never really followed his career as a kickboxer, and I don't know what he's doing now.
The titles were real, but the organizations were small. The 60-man Kumite he filmed as proof of elite conditioning featured opponents who were already exhausted before they entered the ring.
Like recently when he fought 60 men in a row, which is interesting because if you watch the fight against Chase DeMoor, one of the most notable things is Tate gasses out halfway through round 2. And so, how is someone able to fight 60 men in a row? How is he now gassing out a fucking round and a half in? And I think the answer to that can be found in even just watching a couple of seconds of Andrew Tate's 60-man Kumite. Not only is he fighting vastly inexperienced fighters compared to him, most of these guys are tiny and look like they have never been in a fight ever. When I heard about this 60-man thing, I assumed it would be against actual boxers or something like that. But genuinely, these guys have no idea what they're doing in the ring, and it's one or two of them maybe look like they've been in a boxing match once, and the rest are just genuinely the saddest looking guys. And it's such a weird scam because if you look in the background of these videos as well, you can see all Tate's opponents being drilled and forced to do these excruciating exercises. And if you've spent any time training in martial arts, you know what this feels like. At the start of a lot of classes, you do these physical drills that are designed to get your blood pumping and designed to tire you out. And a lot of the time, these drills can be more tiring than fighting themselves, because in fighting, you can pace yourself. You can kind of stand back, you can play it defensively, you can be cautious. But when someone is commanding you to do these drills, it can be the most exhausting thing in the world because there is no reprieve. That's what every one of these dudes had to go through before fighting Tate. So not only is he fighting inexperienced boxers, he's fighting exhausted inexperienced boxers. And meanwhile, he's just able to dance around and chill,
The persona was built on being a world-class fighter, but the weight he was carrying was purely digital. The structure was starting to lean, and he was the only one who knew how much of it was hollow. Then the incidents began to stack. It starts with the webcam business. The origin of the wealth wasn't trading or crypto. It was a small operation where women were coached to manipulate lonely men for money. The model was simple: extract value from the vulnerable. But the model requires growth. He launches Hustlers University, a pyramid of students selling the course to other students. If you miss a payment for a birthday present, you are sent to a digital jail and mocked. The system begins to eat its own followers. Then comes the crypto shift. He tells his audience that crypto is for losers, then launches a coin. When it collapses, he blames the degenerates who bought it. The forward-pointing line was always clear. he was never one of them. The pressure moves to the real world. The Romanian arrest happens. He goes from a mansion to a cell. The nightmares start. To be fair, any man facing decades in a foreign prison system would experience a psychological shift, and the resilience required to maintain a persona under those conditions is objectively high. But the aura was already shattered. He steps into a boxing ring against a YouTuber named Chase DeMoor. He flinches during the stare down. He gasses out in the second round. He loses the fight. He goes on a live stream and says God made him lose to help Chase's ego. He says his life ended on the night of the fight. The man who said losing is for losers is now explaining that his loss was a cosmic sacrifice. The Cascade is no longer about the law. It's about the eyes. Even Guy Fieri issues a public statement saying a handshake in a hallway was a mistake. When the top G becomes so toxic that a Food Network host has to disavow him, the distance between the peak and the present becomes impossible to ignore. The walls are not just closing in. They are being reinforced by the very people who built them. He told millions of people exactly what he stood for. He was specific. No gray areas. No trading beliefs for money. No excuses. That was the architecture of the entire movement. So when the excuses started, the age, the cigars, the universe, the brother, the issue wasn't that people were being mean. The issue was that he had handed them the exact rubric by which they were now grading him. He wrote the rules. They are just watching him break them. The question is not whether the movement is over. The question is whether the millions of young men who built their identity around his words are going to quietly update their beliefs, or if they will double down on a version of a man that never actually existed. There is no verdict. Only what happens next. Subscribe for the next update.